The storm knocked this big tree down. They did fix it up, but damn, look at that. Lovely view to the west and northwest. So being the northeasterner that I am, I decided to chase another peak, Mount Sequoyah in this case. And so the Appalachian Trail wraps around the left side of it, first on the west, then on the north, before it regains the ridge. And where it does regain the ridge, you can hook back to the west, obviously south of where the AT is, hook back to the west to get to the summit. It's a bushwhack, but it's only about 5 minutes. And I reached the top here. There's nothing higher. And plus I saw a rock just at random sitting on top. And then nearby I also saw a pile of rocks with one of them sticking straight up like a finger. So I'm thinking this is the summit. And plus behind me, where it does not drop off as fast, it is still dropping off, kind of like Owl's Head in New Hampshire, where it kind of drops off from the summit very gradually. And you're not really sure if there's a higher point somewhere else, but every map I've seen has Mount Sequoiah's summit being right around here. So this is my fourth 6,000 footer. So there's the rock that was just placed on a clearing, and then if you look over that way, you see a bunch of rocks, and they don't look like they naturally occur that way. But this point, of course, is higher, and then that is the ridge that looks like it is level, but actually does go down a bit. And then I saw a map which places the summit right in this spot and not several hundred yards further on. Coming up towards me, it looks like the Appalachian Trail has finally regained the ridge. So if I go up that ridge this way in that general direction, so heading back west, but north of where the trail was, that should get me to Mount Chapman. It's a bit of a bushwhack, but a lot less than if I had approached from the other side of where the AT left the ridge. It's been a bit of a bushwhack so far, but now it looks like I've come to what looks more like a herd path, like someone's been here before. I mean, I know somebody has climbed the southern Sixers, including Mount Chapman. There it is, the summit marker, success. So this is Mount Chapman, my fifth 6,000 meter summit. And I do believe that over there is Mount Guyot, which is the next one on the way. This looks to be about where the Appalachian Trail reaches its highest point in the vicinity of Mount Guyot. Looking southbound behind me, it does go down. And looking northbound behind me, it appears to go up towards that fallen tree, if you can see it. I don't know if you can. But when I was at that tree, it looked like it was going up to here. So I'm gonna look for an opening and just start to make my way right up the west ridge, going east to go uphill. Well, it was a rather spacious and easy bushwhack when going up the hill, but then as soon as I gained the summit ridge, it was a lot of this. These oddly placed rocks might be marking the summit of Guyot, or you might have some higher land there, unless that's just the root ball from an uprooted tree. And it might also be over there, somewhere to the east. I'll check it out. Well, looks like I found it. Although this tree appears to be a casualty amongst the many others. And it took me about an hour to go 4/10 of a mile. So I'm not so sure I want to go back the way I came. But on the other hand, I'm not so sure I want to try a new route either. Although up here does appear to be pretty trampled down. So maybe there is a herd path going down somewhere around here. Finally, we've gotten off the summit ridge and are heading downhill, and have finally reached the more manageable part of the bushwhack, the part that went quickly when I was coming up. So no matter which way I go, I'm going to hit the Appalachian Trail. Unfortunately, I lost my orange-red water bottle because when I reached to get a drink somewhere near the summit, it was not there, and I have no idea where that thing dropped down. And trying to retrace my steps would be almost impossible. It's like trying to find a needle in a haystack here. So that had the Alta sticker, the Snowbasin sticker with the original logo, Cannon Mountain in red, Lake Louise, and well, I had Paradox Brewery, but so does one of my others. And it's from the Mountain Exchange or Equipment Exchange in Denver, Colorado. And yeah, that's all I can remember about that. So yeah, I'm a little bummed about it, but I'll just find another bottle somewhere when I resupply and put more stickers on that one. Okay, so I am safely back on the Appalachian Trail, but there is only about an hour and a half until it gets dark. And the Cosby Knob shelter is 6 miles northbound from here, whereas the Tri-Corner Knob shelter is only about a mile or a mile and a half southbound. So I think I could just backtrack to the Tri-Corner Knob, get there fairly early. I'm going to probably meet Leprechaun and Troubleshoot again, but I don't think there's any shame in backtracking, especially given that Mount Guyot was quite a beast. So I might not get to Standing Bear tomorrow, given that it's 18 miles from Tri-Corner, and especially since I'm going to try to summit Old Black. And if I don't get that far, it's okay.